Good afternoon, Naveen. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Gilani. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I believe the last quarter has been good for you.
Yes, the last quarter has been the best quarter that we've had in the last 3 years, I would say. And thanks to you, thanks to your team, thanks to all of them who have taught us the basic principles of TOC, and we've been following them religiously over the last 2 years, and that has really helped us to get these amazing results.
Naveen, I'd like to understand what was the reason when you started TOC? What were the conditions that prompted you to look at TOC?
Mr. Gilani, JSPL used to be the most profitable steel company in the world for its scale of operations. From a period of 2005 to 2009, a 5 year long period, Boston Consulting Group rated JSPL as the greatest wealth creator in the world across metals and minerals, and second greatest across all the sectors. So from being a very profitable company, and we had huge expansion plans, we were expanding, investing billions of dollars every year. Suddenly in 2014, we had a big shock where the Supreme Court of India cancelled all the coal mines, all the coal blocks that we had based our projects on, not only for us but for the entire country. And that was a big blow. Not only that, we had to pay almost $1 billion in additional levy. So, and that was a period 2014, 2015, 2016, which was really challenging for the steel industry. So we got all our coal blocks cancelled. So our fuel source, because we had based our steel making technology based on indigenous coal, so that got cancelled, and then we had to pay this $1 billion in additional levy to the government, and on top of that, the steel markets went down. So it was a perfect storm, and from the most profitable company, we started to make huge losses, almost $500 million losses every year. So then just a matter of chance that I was sitting with a lady on way to Mumbai, and she started talking to me, and she started talking to me. I asked her what her husband does, and she spoke to me about TOC, and what she explained to me about TOC made a lot of sense to me. So as we got down, I requested her for her husband's number, and then I contacted him, Mr. Sudhanshu Saraf, and then he spoke to me about you, that if you want to implement TOC in a company, that Mr. Gilani is the best person in India to contact and to work with. And that's when we invited you to our office, and we discussed. And I think since then we've never looked back. It's been extremely interesting to interact with you, to get all the training that you did, where we involved each and every one, from starting with watching the video, the goal, and reading all those books on TOC. It has been hugely motivational, it has been inspiring, and the results that we got. And I'm very proud to say that JSPL now is the only turnaround story amongst all the major steel companies in India. Unfortunately, in India, only three large steel companies remain solvent. Rest, all the large steel companies have become insolvent. So the ones JSW Steel and Tata Steel, they were already doing very well, but JSPL was really in doldrums. I would say it was a touch and go case, and only by implementing TOC with all your weekly reviews, focus, because in a steel company we are always too focused on tons per day, tons per month, the hockey stick effect, and basically concentrating on the price, NSR, not really cash velocity. So what you taught us, to focus on cash velocity, on cash score, on weekly reviews, B2B, better than before. So every week that we must do better than the last week. So all these principles, and I know there used to be lots of people who used to be pretty upset also, because when constantly every week they were sometimes pulled up for these things. But it did bring in a lot of discipline. Earlier times, we didn't used to sometimes care about the inventory. We had sometimes too much of raw material, or sometimes had too much of finished goods. But now, following the TOC norms, everywhere. We learned how to balance the raw materials, how to have minimum inventory of raw materials, how to reduce the finished goods inventory to the bare minimum. So all these things together, has really helped GSPL to become a very efficient company. Because when I said we used to be the most profitable steel company in the world, we had also become quite inefficient. But now with all these challenges, they've really been a silver lining in the dark cloud. And thanks to you, your commitment to TOC, and with the passion that you, along with your team, implemented TOC in our company, and all our colleagues, thousands of them at JSPL, they were all hugely inspired by you, and they worked with you to make it happen in JSPL. So then today we can proudly say that TOC is the single biggest reason for the turnaround of JSPL.
Thank you, Naveen ji. So what are the 2 or 3 major tangible results you would say we could achieve at GSPL?
I think the biggest tangible results that we achieved at GSPL after implementing TOC is basically the working capital requirements got much less. We were able to reduce the raw materials and the finished goods inventory, so that really eased on the working capital. Then we also started to focus more on cash score, on cash velocity, rather than just the price or the profits or tons per day or tons per month, because these are more meaningful. It is smart to implement TOC and smart to be doing cash velocity and cash score, rather than just selling, and if you're not really getting paid for your stuff in time, all your things can go haywire. So I think these are the important things that we achieved.
Would you like to share any cultural change in the organization?
I think there has been a huge cultural change in the organization. Earlier, we used to just sometimes keep on making because we can produce something, without caring that whether we are able to sell that much or not. People in production, they just like to produce. And they always wanted to take long campaigns. Suppose if we are making a particular size of rebar, say we're making 15 mm or 16 mm, they would want to just keep on making 16 mm because it's easiest. But then if we had to have all the sizes from 8 mm, 10 mm, 12, 16, 18, 20, 25, so we implemented the DBR, the drum buffer rope. So we implemented all those techniques, and then we have to have all sizes. So the ODIF improved, OTIF improved. So all these things we have really focused on, which has really helped us to be very efficient and to be profitable now.
Did it have any impact among the team working of the various units?
Team working, I would say, has definitely improved, because everyone realizes that nobody is working independently. We are all working in relationship to each other. So what one unit does impacts the other units. So we always have to see, and then the basic principle of TOC, that whatever is wherever is the bottleneck, either remove the bottleneck, or everything else should be subordinate to that bottleneck, so that we do not have the problems with inventory management and stuff.
Thank you. So what are the plans in the near future?
Well, in the future also, we plan to keep on working, because these are very basic and sound principles that TOC is based on. So we want to follow them in every sphere of the company, in every sphere of the operations, and then so it's really become a culture in the organization to work efficiently, and so we just want to continue to follow it and learn from it, follow it, and prosper from it.
On a very strong, let me say, financial note, I believe 3 years back, the company's market cap was about somewhere around $0.9 billion. And today it has become, I think yesterday I saw it was about 3 billion.
Yeah, so if we talk about 7-8 years back, the market cap of JSPL used to be over $12 billion, and then from $12 billion it came to, you're right, came to less than $1 billion about 2 years ago, and now we are around 3.5 billion dollars. So I'm sure now that now with the in the next few years we'll be able to surpass what the market cap used to be 7-8 years ago, and TOC would have a important role in that.
Thank you. All the very best to you, Mr. Jindal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gilani, and I would have loved to come to Las Vegas for this conference myself, and I would have loved to be here and love to hear all the speakers here, and would have loved to learn a lot from their experiences. But we are deputing our very senior management, from our CEO, Mr. Ansari, to our head of SNOP, Mr. Pankaj Gautam, Mr. Saraugi, and then they'll be with you, Mr. Gilani. So I'm sure there'll be a great learning experience for all of us. So thank you very much, and thank you to the TOC fraternity, which has been implementing the TOC worldwide and bringing in efficiencies so that the world can be a better place, and we can all be more efficient, and we can produce more efficiently, and together make this world a happier place to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.